What about, we got to talk this Impact news.
Right.
I don't know how much you want to disclose.
I don't really want to disclose too much.
Okay. So basically, it's confusing. Cella Toys was going to make the Impact Wrestling figures, but Asylum was going to be the middleman, the distributor.
Yes.
Cella goes under or sells to Wrestling Trader / Epic Toys.
Yes. All within this, I would say 14 months.
So
this whole thing was going on.
Guys, last live show at Kowloon, so last August, we showed the pictures, showed the renders.
So think things wheels had already well been in the motion, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm saying at least 14 months, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I believe it's around October of last year. Now, keep in mind, I was on a handshake deal with Impact, not an employee, didn't work there, but I wanted these figures to come out. I was on a phone call with Asylum, Wrestling Trader, and Impact, because I knew with this switch from Cella to Wrestling Trader, these guys were biting
They were
off.
like it felt like they were just floating in the atmosphere with nobody guiding them.
I said, guys,
they were just, that's what it felt like.
I could smell, I don't want to say collusion, but I could smell that they were biting off more than they can chew. And that's not an insult. I have nothing against chasing your dreams and wanting and doing big things, but I just felt like there's so much mystery right now. I don't think they should be, adding the workload of making the toy line for the third biggest wrestling company right now.
No.
And I said, are you guys going to be making Impact your top priority? They said yes, blah, blah. The plan was to have prototypes by December and figures shipping and in hand Q1 2023. Now, Impact did not receive those prototypes until June. Okay? June. And guys, we know, we've explained this before.
I saw these things firsthand. To call them prototypes is like a very generous explanation.
We know, because we make figures, if you're doing it the right way, you can get a prototype made, painted, and shipped from China to the United States in less than 2 weeks. So what took so long? I don't know.
I don't have the answers to that either. I just know that the term I keep using when people ask me is I say negligence. Like they were just completely neglected.
At one point, Mark, the reasoning why they weren't done is because they couldn't find a painter for the prototypes. What?
Yeah.
You couldn't find a painter? What?
Yeah. And then they sent them to Impact to be reviewed, and they were like close to looking like Mackenzie painted them.
Horrible. Like not good, especially not $45.
Not premium item level,
no.
So and the other thing that's just so people don't think Impact's a bad guy and all this, they were funding these, so like they had to make a big payment that was due. So it's almost like twofold. It's like, okay, do they pay for these, and still they never come, right? Okay, which is a pain in the ass.
They had paid for the prototypes,
or pay. And then they come, and then you have thousands of figures in inventory, and they're not good, that you have to move somehow. It's like the impossible. It's just a huge risk.
So pretty much Impact cut their losses.
Right.
And it's unfortunate.
And they still lost, they lost all the pre-order money on this. They lost the money.
Refund everybody.
And refunds, and they lost money that they put in the first place. So it was just it's an unfortunate situation. I've worked very hard on a solution that I think is going to make people very excited. So hopefully there's more information for that soon. But it's just unfortunate. It's just at the end of the day, it's just a big waste of everyone's goddamn time.
Yeah.
A lot of people's time.
And this is not an official Impact statement. This is my opinion.
Yeah, we can definitely state that.
Is that Epic Toys bit off more than they can chew. I understand buying a company, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of work behind that. But that's what I mean. They bit off more than they can chew.
And guys, just so people don't think we're being hard out there, where's the Sabu? How about that? That preceded these figures. That Sabu is still not out. I think I could look up my pre-order.
Now, let's not completely bash Epic Wrestling Trader, because they did show off pre-orders for the Demolition and the Powers of Pain, and they look great.
Have that new set, huh?
And people have the BWO.
Which I pre-ordered, but I haven't got any shipping or anything.
I pre-ordered those as well, and those look good. I'm not saying they don't look good. They look good.
I paid and pre-ordered for my Sabu from Figure. Mine's going to be distributed through Figure Collections apparently. May 30th, 2022.
Guys, this is ridiculous. Now I understand.
Holy cow!
I understand. We make bendies. We make big rubber guys. We don't make.
But that's kind of what we're saying. That this is very difficult to do. Like,
what I'm saying is
fully articulated, like real deal. Not easy.
It's not easy, and even what we do is not easy. But we do know a thing or two about making toys. And the thing is, I understand like the people behind Wrestling Trader and the supporters of Wrestling. Listen, we want them to succeed. But the counter argument is, well, they have real jobs as their side thing. Well, guess what? We have multiple real jobs in the major pod merch is our side thing. We're wrestlers. We're podcasters. I guarantee we're busier than they are, and we're still making toys.
Not a fun excuse, yeah.
Because the thing is, and this is why we started Major Bendies, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. And hopefully Impact can find a company who will make them a priority. And I think we're working on something. O'Brien's kind of doing the work behind the scenes on that. So,
and that's all I got to say about that.
Some more news. Oh, it's also, guys, it's unfortunate that because of all of this, the Impact figure is not happening. There's a certain person that was going to have a figure.
Which he was saying was going to use the parts, which I don't want to speculate and make this a whole nother thing, but like
Joey Knight.
Is that like a weird, shady side deal that Impact knew nothing about?
Joey Knight, his figure is unfortunately canceled.
But think about that.
But bro, there were you had a figure in that style. There were so many people in that style that just
nothing ever worked on.
Yeah. So I don't know, but that Joey Knight unfortunately is not coming out.
But if they said, "Hey, these aren't coming, so now yours isn't coming," that makes me think you're like caught.
I don't know if they said that or he said that.
Right,
I'm not
you're
sure.
right. But I was like scratching my head when I read that, going, "Wait a second."
Right.
Impact funded all these molds. You want to figure? Like, that's not how that works.
And then speaking of Asylum really, listen, I'm not saying they did nothing wrong here, but they have initially got like the complete blame, which is not. They should not get 100% of the blame.
No, absolutely not. And Impact recorrected the statement, but there was a lot of negligence going on from a lot of people. And I know Asylum, they're upset because they're the only one named in this, but I saw the packaging had Asylum.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
they're not.
I've seen
they're
the
not
contract.
innocent.
The contract had Asylum's name on it, so you can't just.
Yeah.
It felt like the Spider-Man meme where the two people pointing at each other. I'm like, nah, it's
they're
not
both
exactly.
trying to blame each other.
Yeah, it's not exactly what happened here, pal. So
Right.
yeah,
But
for sure that initial press statement was written wrong.
But speaking of Asylum, they showed off a bunch of their new figures, and I kind of dig them. Some of them I'm scratching my head about, but so there's the Buff Bagwell, which looks like the one that is already released in that will be released. But then there's a Scott Flash Norton. You looking at that? So I guess that will be another Scott Norton.
You're on Fig Heel's Instagram. Give him a little plug.
Fig Heel, great guy. So I can't tell if that's the first buff or a new buff. You know what I'm saying? It looks like it's a second buff because the first one would be a Vicious and Delicious buff. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not mistaken, the buff and the Scott Norton in Series 1 match.
Yeah, they match. They're
so this is a different buff, a different Scott Flash Norton, like pre Vicious and Delicious.
I say this. What is that Tatanka like? Period.
I was thinking about this today. Like I wanted to be all on this line, but I can't with this Tatanka. Because
I don't know why that sentence just cracked me up.
Like I love Tatanka, but what is this? Is this ruthless? Is this fantasy gear Tatanka?
Because he didn't wear trunks then, did he?
No, I think he did.
He did?
But this is like a fantasy look.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just an odd choice. First of all, he's under a WWE Legends deal. I don't know how they're doing this legally.
Let me. Now I gotta look.
The Sergeant Slaughter, I dig the Slaughter. The Mr. Wonderful, I like. The robe's a little too plain for me, but I like it. I haven't seen the back. Maybe the back will be a little better.
I gotta find
Eddie Guerrero, I like the Eddie.
I love these figures. I think they're great. It's so cool to add them to the world of superstars, right?
I found a reference shot, I think.
Yeah, so it's similar to that Tatanka. That's like the heel Ruthless Aggression Tatanka.
Okay.
Yeah, he randomly turns heel.
It's just an odd choice to pick. You know what I'm saying? It's an odd choice. But also they had the LOD in like the red, which looked incredible. What was really weird to me, they had
perfect
Mattel
guys to like build a line around.
For
really.
sure.
Of course.
For sure. But they had Mattel tag team titles on, which was odd to me.
So
Maybe
are they
just
just
for
doing
show.
that to like make them pop in the showcase, or is that they're
Yeah.
not coming
Gotta
with
be.
that, right?
Gotta be.
And of
But
course,
I love the
Ethan
Vicious and
Page. I'm
Delicious
sorry,
because you
Karate
have
Man.
Hey, that's not Ethan Page. That's the Karate Man.
right.
Slaughter is really cool.
I think I mentioned this already, but you got the Hollywood and the Holland and the Nash, and now you have Vicious and Delicious, which is super cool.
Listen, I'm going to support these. I ordered the Series 1. I'm excited to see them.
Honestly, for as head scratchy as the Tatanka is, everything else is pretty cool. You know what I mean?
I don't know, and I understand why they're doing it, but I don't know if I'm going to be completist on these because I don't know if I need a Scott Flash Norton in my collection.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Eddie's cool, though. I mean, Tiger Mask.
It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks great. So I'm interested to see I want to see Series 1 in hand.
Right, that too.
But like I said, I got all Series 1. I will get most of Series 2. And we don't know like where this other Scott, Norton, and Buff
I
are
want to
going.
be all in on this line, but that's a Tatanka.
Well, I'm serious. I mean,
That one got me.
I'm serious. I mean, it's just a weird choice. It's a head scratcher for me.